Welcome back to STL TV Live. I'm Sarah Thompson, and still with me in studio are Rose Jansen, Director of Public Science Programs at Academy of Science St. Louis, and Joni Hoscher, Program Coordinator for Connecting Human Origin and Cultural Diversity at UMSL. So there's this anthropology workshop that's coming up. We were talking about it before. We're starting, it's about race. The notion of race as a construct. You mentioned, Joni, that we're starting early on.
Right.
And where does it? What can people expect? I mean, is this a professor giving a lecture? What's going to happen at this workshop?
Well, I'll be doing the presentation. We have a cadre of people who usually work with us, depending on the group that we're working with, because we do work with other groups throughout the year. Anyone can bring their group, and there is a small charge to come. But for this particular program, I'll be doing the presentation with a variety of attendees, and we will, as I said, we'll start with hominids and that humans come from Africa, essentially is what we're stressing with that. And then we move into how humans are today and how that adaptation process took place over the course of 200,000 years or so, and how we came to be who we are.
How do you feel like the public sort of perceives these kind of events? You know, we mentioned earlier, we were talking off camera about the History Museum did an exhibit on race and it was very popular. I mean, what do you feel attracts people, the public, to these kind of academic sort of workshops that one could, you know, on one hand could be completely attended just by university students and academia, but really invite the public? What do you feel attracts them, and what do you think people's reaction and their sort of interaction at the workshops usually are?
I find that's a wonderful question, because when we are working with students, it is one set. Often they're, you know, deeply involved in science at the time or whatever, so their reception is a little bit different. But when we work with the general public, as we will on Tuesday, we find that people have kind of, a lot of times it's sort of preaching to the choir. A lot of people that attend this type of event are the ones who are very interested in it. They already understand that there's something wrong with how we perceive race, and they want to know something else. They want to know the scientific background, or they might be interested in science in general. But a lot of times they have really built up these mythologies over time. And through PBS and the Discovery Channel, there's often exposure to these subjects, but it doesn't really tie all of it together. And so they have fragments of information. And this, often we find that our program actually kind of just ties it all together. And people are able to look at it objectively.
And Rose, how does this tie in with Academy of Science? Really, you look for opportunities in the community to get people engaged in science, and in this case, anthropology is sort of an extension of that. Is that correct?
Right, right. Well, we have a number of science outreach initiatives and programs, some that are uniquely Academy of Science and some that are in partnership with other organizations and our institutions. They all highlight STEM subjects and or disciplines, so science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And I think people have this innate curiosity about how things work, why things are the way that they are. So the programming that we offer covers just a broad swath of science, engineering, technology-related topics. They're often trending and are timely topics in science, so we have a number of public science seminar series that we do, for example, in partnership with the St. Louis Zoo, the Missouri History Museum. This particular program is a partnership, part of a partnership series that we do with Oasis St. Louis. We often collaborate with universities in the area, so this is also a partnership with the University of Missouri St. Louis. Joni, for example, participates in some science careers programming that we have for students throughout the metropolitan area. So what we do, and it's our mantra really, that we connect science in the community.
All right, so the event is August 7th. We have a graphic for that. It's August 7th, 9:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. It's taking place on the campus at University of Missouri. And register, we want people to register, and so they can email events at academyofsciencestl.org. And again, that's Anthropology Workshop, Who We Really Are. If you're interested in learning about race, and really anthropology just didn't get a chance to take that class in school. Scientific perspective, which is important, then people can go check it out. But this is great. I love hearing about this, because it's just a reminder that despite what the average person having jobs, it's not, they can still access science, still access anthropology.
That's what we want.
All right, well, thank you, Rose, and thank you, Joni, for being with us and giving us information on their event. And we need to take a break, unfortunately, but remember to keep up with STL TV and all the great events going on around St. Louis. Friend us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And you can always watch us streaming live on stltv.net. Stay tuned to STL TV.